Hello guys and girls, welcome back to the Racing Line for another circuit guide here on iRacing. This is week 5 of Season 1 2022 in the D-Class Fixed Touring Car Challenge. Once again with me driving the Hyundai Elantra NTC. This week's circuit we are at Long Beach, which is a nice fun circuit, and speed is all about getting as close as you can to those walls. The date and time is set to the 1st of March 2022 at 12:35 in the afternoon to match the official race time sent out on the Season 1 PDF. Same format as before, breakdown lap followed by a full speed uninterrupted lap followed by an offboard lap, and as usual this is filmed before the week has begun, so it's difficult to compare lap times, but let's see if we can help you guys find some time. So here we go then on the main straight as we've exited the really tight hairpin. We want to hold it tight to this right hand side wall all the way along here as we climb up through the gears. We're going to just about reach 6th before we get to the braking zone. On the right hand side, the braking zone we are looking for is the first modal sign there, just before the 400 meter board. Hard on the brakes from 6th down into 2nd gear. Don't cross the line on the right hand side too much because there is a massive slowdown as you put the power back down on the exit. This one's a tricky one. Between the two last Acura signs, that's where we're going to brake as we're in a straight line heading towards the roundabout down to 1st gear. Start accelerating around the apex point, get as close as you can to that wall on the left. Hold it left for this right-hander. As that grey wall on the behind the fence on the left ends, we're going to dab the brakes and get it turned in nice and early. Mount that curve a bit, get as close to the wall as you can on the exit as you accelerate out. The next braking zone is that stain on the wall, just on the last part of that stain. Again, dab the brakes down into 2nd gear, get it turned in. Mount the curb on the right as much as you can. It understeers loads as you put the power on. I had to lift as I put the power on slightly too early, but you need to get as close as you can to those walls. Next braking zone in between the 300 and the 200 meter board, hard on the brakes at the NTT/mother's sign, and then down into 2nd gear once again, get it turned in, start accelerating. It's all about getting on that accelerator just before the apex point and just hoping that it sticks on the exit. Next braking zone again in between the 300 and the 200 meter board, so the 250 mark, and then again down into 2nd gear from 4th. Get as close as you can to the wall, start accelerating before the apex point, and then again get as close as you can onto the wall on the exit. It's all about, that is where all the speed is. And I'm not going to lie, during practice you will be hitting that wall a few times, 100%. Just under the 400 meter board, just as we go under it, that's where we're going to brake for this one. From 5th down into 2nd gear once again. You can use a lot of curb on the inside, cut it quite a lot before you get back on that power, and then we're just going to lift and coast, feathering the throttle all the way around, holding it as tight to the left as we can, and then around about this point, just before the curb ends, a car length before the curb ends, as the car straightens up, get back on the brakes in 1st gear, full lock right, and then start accelerating as soon as you can, get that car straight. You can see again I had a little bit of a confidence lift as I thought I was going to hit the wall, but that is it's a reasonably good exit. Once the car's straight, you can get that traction and across the line for a 1:26.6 in the Hyundai. Let's go through that again, full speed, uninterrupted now. So holding it tight to the wall on the right hand side, full throttle, and we are looking for the, well, don't cross the pit lane line on the right, and we're looking for that 400 meter board just there. Hard on the brakes, down to 2nd gear, turn in, start accelerating, hope that you don't hit the wall. Acura signs, the last ones, dab the brakes down to 1st gear, coast round, and then start accelerating from that point. Full throttle through here. The grey fence on the left, dab the brakes, keep it in 2nd, start accelerating, get close to the wall. Look for the stain on the left, dab the brakes down to 2nd, cut the curb on the right hand side. You can cut that quite a lot, get that power down and get nice and close to that wall without hitting those tyres on the left. That's quite a common mistake. In between the 200 and the 300, down on the brakes into 2nd, start accelerating before the apex point and just trust that the circuit's going to come to you as one of the wall ends on the right hand side. Between the 300 and the 200 again, down to 2nd, turn in, get as close as you can onto that wall, cut that curb close to the wall on the exit as well, and then full throttle down this straight and under the bridge we go. Now we're looking for the 400 meter board. As we go under it, we're going to get hard on the brakes from 5th down to 2nd. 400 meter board now, down the brakes, down to 2nd gear, cut the curve on the right hand side, start accelerating out, not quite full throttle, big lift off, get it turned in, get that nose in, start feathering the throttle all the way around. Then you can pretty much cut that curve as the car straightens up, down to 1st, full lock right, and then get back on that power as soon as you can to maximise your exit down this long straight. It's all about the slipstream down here as well, so that you can set up a move into turn 1, whether that be around the outside if you're that brave, or down the inside, which is obviously the favoured line if you're going to overtake someone. And that is pretty much it from me. Hopefully this guide has helped. Don't forget to keep those likes and comments coming in. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It really does mean a lot. We're at 4,600 all of a sudden. It's mad. Remember, the aim was 10,000 this year. I'm starting to believe that that is possible. So thank you very much. And as usual, if I don't see you on track this week, then I'll see you next week for the next video here on the Racing Line. Peace.